Okay, now that you've given the placement test, now we're ready to go ahead and assign lessons. So I have given the placement test for math, so I'm going to show you what I do in math. I click math here. If I want to see how they did on the particular placement test I gave them, I can click names here and click print. But what I really want to see is how they're progressing and through our standards. So I'm going to click up here at progress, and I'll go ahead and click all my students' names. You can see I gave the initial placement test at the beginning of the year, and I gave it again in January, and you can see the progress that they've made. I'll also get to see this on this report. So I want to see all standards and scores just so I can see how they're doing. And it takes some time, but here it is. I like to create a PDF. It's easier for me to manipulate, and they will let me know when it's ready. Here is what this report will look like for each student. Here is this student here, and it gives me what his score was at the beginning of the year and what it is now at the end of the year. What I really like about it is if they get 100% in the standard, it doesn't open that standard up for me. He's good to go. If he did not get 100%, for instance here, he only knows 73% of these standards, it opens it up, and I'm able to see that this student is only missing these two categories. If I go further down, I can see the same thing with things like measurement. He's only at 10%. Or geometry is 100%. This helps me determine what lessons I'm going to give my students in MobyMax. So what I'm going to do is X out here and here, and I want to assign some lessons. So I'm going to click on lessons, and I want to assign. Now, I'm going to start one student at a time, but I'll show you how to do this much faster. I clicked on one student, the top student in my class. I clicked on grade 2 because I'm assigning second grade standards. Here, I have all of the lessons and how his proficiency is in these lessons. For me, I feel like MobyMax does a better job with rote type of math, measurement, time, things like that. Conceptual skills like place value, I need to teach first, and MobyMax serves as a wonderful review. Since I'm trying to compact out lessons, what I'm going to do is click on the lessons that I want to give my students. I've already assigned lessons to this student, so let's go up here and click to the next student. And here she is. I could see that this student has trouble with number line addition and subtraction, and this lesson's already been assigned to her. If I come down here, she also has trouble with measurement. Why don't I go ahead? I think bar graphs would be a great lesson for her right now. I'm going to go ahead and assign all of the bar graph lessons. What I'll do is click bar graph, click assign. I can decide if I want her to do this lesson first, or if I want her to do this lesson after other lessons that I have assigned. I've put lessons in here that I really would like her to do, so I'm going to put this at the bottom of the list. She'll get to this once she's finished the other lessons I've assigned to her. And I'll click continue. Now they're checked and they're assigned to her. I can also unassign lessons if I feel like things are not going well for her. Then, instead of clicking completely out of here, I can go into and click to another student and do the same thing there. This student has issues here, and I could assign that lesson and be good to go. Here's another student. Let's put time, and he's in progress in time, and I can see that there. I can also check on the sequence of lessons for a particular student, and I can move these around if they're not working for me. My students aren't responding very well to money, so I'm going to move this down underneath some of these other lessons. I can also delete. When he took the initial placement test, he tested into some of the kindergarten standards. He doesn't really like the computer very much. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these out because I know he doesn't need those here. Once I'm done, I can have a snapshot of my students and where they are and how they're doing. And then I can also see what lessons they're on. I hope this helps.